Ooh, chilly out here. Alright guys, since my body's now a graveyard, what's a better place to do a video than the graveyard? Yeah, I'm just on my way to the forest. I'll see you guys there. What up guys? So in today's video I'm going to talk a little bit about what I like to eat outside of animal foods. Let's get over to my wife's parents' house and also back to my house, and I'll come up with some foods that I like to eat on occasion while I'm practicing this carnivore diet. Alright, what up guys? Just made it to my wife's parents' house to take care of the doggies. There's Yeku on the left here. There's Toire. She's the young one, although, oh no, that's Elma. Toire is this one. Toire. She's getting pretty big. And then there's Elma. She's like the miniature version. Say hi, guys. All right, so here we are in my wife's parents' house. I went to the kitchen and I found some of the foods that I eat outside of animal foods on the carnivore diet. Please don't kick me out of the carnivore club. I want to be in it so badly. I'm just kidding. Yeah, like I said, guys, I don't do this dogmatically, so I don't want to limit myself. If I want something, I'll eat it. Although I tend to just want to eat mostly meat at this point. But we'll start with these guys. So this is like a mandarin. So this is probably what I eat the most of outside of organ meats, fatty meats, fat, and eggs. You know, like I went like maybe between 2 to 3 weeks without eating one, but then one day I just woke up and I was like, I want a mandarin. Ma, I want a mandarin. And how I like to eat them is I like to just peel them and then kind of like juice them in my mouth and spit out the fiber. So I just kind of like get a little bit of like tart OJ in my mouth. Cause sometimes I want that like refreshing juiciness. And so, yeah, if I want it, I eat it. Lemon, I found one of these cut in half in the fridge. So sometimes I'll add some lemon to the water. It's really refreshing, I like it. Here's one I enjoy. These are local strawberries. So I'm a big fan of berries. That's probably, you know, besides the mandarins, berries are probably what I consume the most of fruit-wise. And pretty much like what I consume outside of animal foods are pretty much, I'd say, fruit for the most part, except on Sundays when I come over here for like a Sunday dinner. I'll have some like potatoes or whatever veggies are on my plate. Because it's really not like guys, it's really not that big a deal to me. Like I don't want to follow this dogmatically, like to where I can't eat or like I'm limited in certain social situations. Like I really have gotten to the point where my digestion is so much more robust and efficient than it was coming off of a vegan diet that I don't really have digestive issues. I just don't really crave it too much of the time either. So like I said, if I do want something, I usually go for something that's like fresh and juicy, like berries or citrus. That's kind of where I go. This is local unheated honey. So I don't really mess with this too much, but you know, like a little bit, I'll have a little bit here and there. Augenis vondaplanus is a huge proponent of it, so that's where I got the idea to try it because of all the beneficial bacteria and living enzymes in it. I'm not really sure, you know, how much truth there is to all that stuff, although honey does fine with me. It doesn't mess me up at all. I'll usually just have like a teaspoon of it, just randomly. But yeah, that's something else I'll have on random occasions. And then lastly, here's something which I will honestly say probably doesn't serve me. This is coffee. My wife has an espresso machine and I started consuming like a shot of espresso every day. And I'm gonna try to like wean off and maybe do like every other day or something, because what I noticed is that like I get stimulated and I get like this nervous energy where I start to like sweat and kind of like tweak out a little bit, and then I'll kind of feel like a dip in energy. And so I can definitely tell that like the coffee doesn't serve me, but it's just one of those things. My wife comes home and she's like, you want coffee? And I'm like, I don't know, do you want coffee? And she's like, I'm having coffee, or, you know, espresso. And yeah, I have some, so there it is. So this is everything that I could find that I consume outside of animal foods here at my wife's parents' house. So when I walk back home, I'll go through the kitchen and I'll go through a few other foods that I've tried that I've had like pretty intense reactions to, and then also some other foods that I enjoy as well. So stay tuned. All right, guys, back at the crib. So I put together 4 more items that I eat on, a somewhat regular basis outside of animal foods. So I'll start with coconut oil. I don't use a lot of it, but generally if I'm like cooking some meat or something, I might use this instead of beef fat. Yeah, I use it very sparingly, but yeah, on a regular basis still. And then there is, drum roll, a little bit of soy milk. I bet this is surprising to you guys. When I have espresso, I like to add a little bit of this organic soy milk to it. Sue me. And then this is like one of my favorite drinks. This is fresh cucumber juice. We have a juicer, so we like to juice like cucumber, celery juice. We tried cabbage and it was so disgusting and nasty, and then we're throwing it out. But yeah, I really like cucumber juice. It's super refreshing. It's really hydrating. It's so much nicer than water. And then last but not least, this is something I don't eat anymore, and it's, babe, how long has this been in the fridge now?
Oh.
Months?
Months.
Yeah, so this is something, yeah, I'm probably just gonna throw this away. This is something that I tried to eat like multiple times, but literally every time I did, I got like crazy night terrors. Like I remember waking up one night screaming, and that's tahini. It's just like ground up tahini seeds. But yeah, guys, so the nuts drive me nuts. So I don't really touch this anymore. It like 100% of the time it gives me nightmares. But that pretty much concludes all the foods that I consume on a regular basis outside of meat. I mean, mostly it's like some berries, some citrus, some espresso, and then like the coconut oil here and there. All right, guys, so that concludes all the different types of foods that I eat outside of the animal products. And so I just want to say, like, a lot of the reason why people approach the carnivore diet is as like an elimination diet because they're having digestive issues or say like autoimmune issues. And so what they do is they remove basically all the foods but meat, because meat tends to be one of the easiest foods to digest, and people tend to have like the least amount of issues with it, as opposed to say like wheat, for example. Like wheat tends to give a lot of people issues. So they basically remove all the foods, and then they can get a basis for, what foods they have issues with. So what a lot of people do is they might go like 3 months or 6 months on like pretty strict, like carnivore diet, and then they begin to reintroduce foods once they're, once they've kind of reversed the leaky gut and just basically the inflamed digestive tract. So, if you're still wanting to eat plant foods and you don't want to be strict, then, if you've spent some time on a carnivore diet and you think your digestion's improved, then you can begin like reintroducing plant foods. I would definitely recommend doing it like one at a time to make sure that you don't have like some sensitivity to it, because if you start to introduce like multiple foods at once, you're not really sure what's causing the issue. So, if you've been strict for a while, you want to start reintroducing some plant foods, because you've noticed an improvement in your digestion and just overall health. Then just begin slowly, kind of like I started doing. Like I said, I'm not doing this dogmatically. I don't want to feel limited. I don't want to feel restricted in what I eat, but I also don't want the blowback from certain foods that are, causing issues. So like I said before, we all have different sensitivities to different foods. We're similar in our physiology, but we're so unique in our biochemistry and what we're able to utilize in the way of food. So we kind of need to do a little experimentation on ourselves, and this is a great way to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Put your comments down below, or you can send questions, or if you want to get a hold of me, dougoforegon@gmail.com. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and stay tuned until next time, guys. Peace.